Hi, this is Ree here. Thank you so much for joining me. I appreciate all of you. Om Klim Kadike Namaha. Thank you so much for liking, subscribing. It really helps me a lot. Don't forget to check out my website, paradoxastrology.com. Book your consultation today. I can help you with anything. And if you would like more exclusive occult videos that I don't post on YouTube, consider subscribing to my Patreon. It also helps to support this channel. Okay, this video is about the new moon, which will be happening on June 6th in Taurus, which is Rohini Nakshatra. Now, if you watch my previous video about the month of June, some of this may sound familiar, but there is a lot more additional information, so stay tuned. So this new moon in Rohini, now Rohini is represented by the oxen, and the oxen is a symbol of fertility. The oxen is the one that carries the produce, such as the crops, over long distances. So in modern day, that would be more like truckers, like transport. And this also includes the beauty industry. This is oil and gas, which may go up, sorry to say. And this is artists and financial institutions. Bars, restaurants, and swimming pools will be very busy. So this has to do with all types of agriculture and the wheels of commerce. The wheels that bring us the harvest, like the modern day trucker as an example, the items that they carry. Now, this is material security because this is a nakshatra of some of the richest people in the world. This is the love for luxury items and prosperity, abundance, the beautiful things in life, idealism in love and relationships. All matters on the material plane, as this is ruled by Brahma. It's all about creation on the plane of existence. So the story of this nakshatra is about how Brahma created a daughter named Rohini, and she was so beautiful that he chased after her, and he was stopped by Shiva. This is why the moon spends extra time in Rohini nakshatra. She is magnetic, a source of attraction, and a wish-fulfilling nakshatra. The darker side to the story is about incest and can bring up some of these issues in rare occasions, and also about obsession over the Maya, or something that may seem beautiful but may not be for you. Everything that is grown on this earth accompanies Rohini nakshatra, so this is nature. So there's going to be many themes about the environment, beauty products, natural beauty products, and ones that are made with synthetic materials. So it's auspicious to have Jupiter and Venus before the Jamna Tara nakshatra, which is called Pramam Mitra Tara, which is all about friendship. So we have Jupiter and Venus in the nakshatra right before Rohini, which is in Kritika. So very auspicious because we have two benefics here together. It's very auspicious, and I'll talk more about that. So as I said, that some of the most richest people in the world have Rohini placements, which can make the rich richer, but also can bring prosperity to all. We have Sun and Venus Cazimi with Mercury as well. So the Venus Cazimi, meaning that it's at the exact degree of the Sun, will be until June 7th. So this is when Venus is especially strong, and it's also in its own sign. So this is good for relationships, money, luxury items, but be careful of overspending because Jupiter is there, which can create that, or overindulgence. This is good for love, compassion, and there could be unexpected favorable events that can occur on these days. And even for the next 2 weeks, you could receive money or a new romantic relationship, friendship, business, or otherwise can arise out of nowhere. This is the moon for long-distance romantic relationships or with foreign people from far places, as we have the 5th house lord in the 1st house in its own sign, which is Venus, and the 7th house lord in its own sign in the 12th house. But be careful because this is also about children and fertility. So that may happen and maybe you didn't plan for it. A guru can come into your life that helps you and communicates with great compassion to you and helps you with your goals in the material plane. Jupiter, Venus, Mercury is a Saraswati yoga. So this is the goddess of music and learning. And Kritika is all about the highest level of learning, like university level, or the highest level of spirituality, which is the Vedas. Moon, Sun, Jupiter, Venus, Mercury is an amazing blessing from Mahadev and gives us creative ideas, spiritual knowledge, and confidence in these areas. We must remember that Mercury is combust, so there's always a possibility of miscommunication or challenges in these areas. But for the most part, even though Jupiter and Mercury are completely different energies, they do work well together as it can bring wisdom and intellect. Jupiter is in Critica, which can expand forest fires, unfortunately, because it's ruled by Agni, which is the fire god. This god can also help us burn or cut out what isn't necessary in our lives, as Critica is the knife, the cutter. Agni purifies us and our karma through knowledge and experience. Remember that Jupiter is the teacher of the Devatas, and Sukra Venus is the teacher of the Asuras, which are the demons. So this is because Jupiter is sattvic and Venus is rajasic, which is passion, which is a lower level. This is the battle between the dark and the light. Wisdom over materialism, over lands, money, material possessions, which is Taurus. These are the wars of today that involve religion and the acquisition of material goods. Critica is all about war and escaping the demons, as Shiva had a son that he sent to the Pleiades to be taken care of and to learn from the wives of the rishis. And when he got back, he was able to defeat the demons. So there's a sense of war here. Jupiter is also children, and Critica is about surrogacy and adoption. So these can be themes in people's lives at this time. Now Saturn, because Mars just went into Aries, so now Saturn, by its third aspect, is aspecting Mars. Career reputation is transforming for many, as Saturn is in Purva Bhadrapada in the 10th house, aspecting Mars in the 12th. Some will take hard work in foreign lands to which they will dedicate some time to. This can have to do with health, sports, gambling, architecture are just some examples. Be honest at this time, as many will be exposed for being two-faced. Purva Bhadrapada is the dark side of the occult and the elite in the entertainment industry. So keep your ego in check and watch out for those who may try to deceive or cheat you in business. We must be careful of homicides and mass deaths that could involve the reputations of certain countries, its leaders, government, celebrities, as Saturn in this nakshatra, which is the front legs of the funeral cot, is aspecting Mars in the 12th house, which is in Ashwini, ruled by Ketu. This is deaths from warlike matters and possibly health issues and complications. We must be careful of accidents that can lead to injuries, especially for those who work with their hands, like mechanics or tradesmen. Mars is in Ashwini, which is all about healing, like using Ayurveda or herbs. And the Ashwin twins can heal anything that's incurable. So they can make the old young again, and they can bring the dead back to life. Venus, Sun, and Moon will be at 22 degrees. Here in this pada, the focus is material security. So money comes in through short travels. There could also be a sense of maternal quality to this moon. But be careful in relationships, because people can get excessively possessive or narrow-minded. So sometimes people can come into our lives during this time, but it may feel that something is off, and that we later see after the Cazimi turns into combustion, because once Venus is no longer at the exact degree after the 7th, it starts to get into combustion. So it may look good, it may sound good, but there may be a key element missing, or the person may be more self-focused rather than on the relationship itself. Possessiveness comes from insecurity. So this can also be leaders or authority figures suddenly getting money from people and keeping it for themselves. A lot of the worst qualities of Rohini are in this pada, which means unnecessarily hoarding. And so this could indicate a massive gain that comes in and is hoarded because it's a rare event. This is accumulation of wealth, and this could be happening to the ultra rich. Remember that money that comes to you out of nowhere should never be hoarded, but it actually should be shared with your fellow man, for this is the best way to have good karma. Accidents can occur with vehicles. Everything is aspecting Scorpio right now, including Saturn. So we have to watch out for many different types of accidents, especially transport, because we have Sun, Moon, Jupiter, Mercury, and Venus in Taurus aspecting Scorpio. And then we have Mars, Rahu, and Saturn aspecting Scorpio. So wherever Scorpio is in your chart, there's a huge transformation that's going to be occurring over this next year. This is a once in 100 or 1,000 year rare event. It will depend on your chart and your karma, but this can signal a change of resources, such as the accumulation of shared resources or money unexpectedly coming to you like an inheritance. something that you didn't work for, but just shows up. This could be uncovering secret information like the occult through some type of research that changes your life. This could be spiritual knowledge or foreknowledge, as Mars is in the 12th house. There can be a lot of events happening in that house that may seem drastic, but it's always for the better. Letting go will be required. Spiritual gurus can now come into your life. For the world, this can be in regards to taxes, life and death situations, because it's aspected by Mars until July, which is war, earthquakes and events that shake the earth, massive amounts of water, such as flooding or tsunamis, in the deepest parts of the ocean, because Rahu is in Pisces. So it can also be sharp endings and the police, secrets uncovered, diseases like sexual, kidney, or thyroid, the reproductive system, fields of research, surgeries on the rise, or different ways of surgeries. Everything with Scorpio will be happening for the next year, not just this moon, but it's very important to say that, especially because of Mars aspecting it only until July. Now, the professions that this will include are farming, agriculturalists of all types, all professions that are with growing, anything processing, handling food, artists, musicians, people in the entertainment industry, fashion, cosmetic industry, anyone dealing with jewelry and gemstones, anyone creative in any aspect, bankers, the finance industry, transportation, tourism, the automobile industry, oil and gas, like I mentioned, textile industry, shipping industry, food production, distribution, and anything dealing with liquids. So it's favorable for initiating new activities, especially because this is a new moon. Great for that. For farming, planting, for getting in the garden, good for that. For financial dealings, very good for that. And for marriage as well, romantic relationships, for traveling, beginning construction, and the purchasing of any luxury items. So that's just a little bit of what I see. I thank you so much for watching. I appreciate all of you. I'll see you in the next one.